Alright, so I've recently been reflecting about Akira Toriyama, and in a conversation with a buddy of mine, I was being reminded of Vegeta's many L's that he took in the lore of Dragon Ball, and he has taken quite a few, I'm not gonna lie. Even though he went on a rampage once he finally arrived on Namek, Vegeta got beat up a lot. And of course, I felt the need to defend my favorite character, even though it's kinda hard in this conversation. But there was one thing that actually struck a chord with me and made me question Vegeta's very first loss in Dragon Ball. Now, there are quite a few people out there that see things the way I do, but there's also a lot of people who don't. Matter of fact, there's a very large portion of Dragon Ball fans who feel like Vegeta took this monumental defeat when he arrived on Earth, which he did, for the record. But the consensus is that he was beaten by Goku, which I don't necessarily agree with. The simultaneous consensus is that he was also defeated by Gohan. Now, before we continue, I want to express that this is just my opinion and I'm very much nitpicking here, but I don't think it's too far-fetched. There is no possible way that Vegeta, who fought Goku and Gohan, and let's be honest, there are two overarching fights and Gohan had a whole lot more help than Goku did when he was fighting Vegeta, but there is no possible way that Vegeta lost to Goku and lost to Gohan. He either beat one or he beat the other. When Vegeta fought Goku, it was a fair fight. Goku had the slight interaction with Nappa where he beat him with relative ease before Vegeta killed him off. During the battle, Goku definitely got the best of Vegeta. He was handling Vegeta pretty well, to the point to where Vegeta had to transform into the Great Ape in order to keep things competitive with Goku, who at this point could barely move after abusing the Kaioken. He couldn't even get the Spirit Bomb off. But by the end of Goku's fight with Azuru Vegeta, he was barely able to even talk without feeling immense pain, like his body was pretty much useless. Goku was done. As far as I'm concerned, Vegeta took a W in his fight against Goku, even though the narrative amongst fans in the series going forward, specifically the English dub by the way, so take that for what it is, but it's that Goku somehow defeated Vegeta here, and I'm not really understanding how. The man couldn't move, he could barely wiggle a finger, he could barely talk, but somehow he's the victor. Meanwhile, Vegeta went on to fight 3 other people, and it's here where he fought Gohan. Now, I'm not going to give Vegeta fighting 3 people as that much of an excuse. Regardless as to whether Gohan got Senzu beans or not, he did spend the entire day fighting Nappa. So it's not like Gohan hadn't been going through anything at the time, but it is still 3-on-1 nonetheless. But in Vegeta's battle against Krillin, Yajirobe, and Gohan, it is Gohan that transforms into the Great Ape and actually crushes Vegeta after Vegeta cuts his tail off. Accidental or not, Gohan beat Vegeta. How it takes place is irrelevant. Vegeta had to retreat after his encounter with Gohan when he turned into the Great Ape himself. There's this thing where people sort of look at Vegeta's losses in battles as being more grandiose than they actually were. If you're one of those people who actually look at Vegeta's time on Earth as one big giant loss, I agree with you. No debate here. Vegeta arrived on Earth with the intention of getting rid of the humans on the planet and retrieving the Dragon Balls, and he accomplished none of that. He wasn't able to prepare Earth for sail, nor was he able to get his hands on the Dragon Balls. He did nothing. And the only people that Vegeta actually killed when he arrived on Earth was Nappa, who was his partner when he arrived. So yeah, to consider Earth to be a gigantic loss for Vegeta, I completely agree with you there. But for those who like to, for whatever reason, divide Vegeta's battles, that's outrageous. There is no way you can actually consider Vegeta fighting Gohan as a win for Gohan, or at least Gohan and the rest of the gang as a victory. And Goku also beat Vegeta. Those two things, in my mind, can't simultaneously take place. Obviously, this is a biased video because I'm a massive Vegeta fan, but I'm also not gonna absolve Vegeta's of the beatings that he's taken in Dragon Ball 2. He got destroyed by Majin Buu, he got beat to a pulp by Cell, and his fight against Frieza is actually difficult to watch, to be quite honest. So, that's all. I'd love to know you guys' opinions on whether or not Vegeta is actually taking 2 separate losses to Gohan and Goku on planet Earth, or whether you just look at the entire ordeal as a loss.